Hi, my name is Steve Spear, and I'd like to talk to you about my new book, The High Velocity Edge, and how it could be useful to you, the academic researcher or the university instructor. Within the business community and the business research community, there's been a very dominant stream of research over 20, 30 years already. And this is within competition and strategy, asking the question, why is it some firms succeed and other firms fail? The answer to that question has been, firms succeed if they can set themselves apart from their competition by exercising power. Power over customers, power over suppliers, power over rivals who are denied entry into the market, and so forth. As good a theory as that is, as robust as it is in explaining the success of some organizations, it doesn't explain the success of other organizations, because there are some very, very successful ones which succeed despite the intensity of the rivalry they face on a daily basis. In response to that observation, a number of researchers came up with this notion of dynamic capabilities. The idea that even if a firm couldn't succeed by position, it could succeed by the velocity with which it outran its competition. That stream of research, that discussion, got to the hypothetical level that these dynamic capabilities exist, where the high velocity edge makes a very big contribution. It actually explains and illustrates what those capabilities are. Throughout my book, I show that these high velocity organizations, those which are able to improve, innovate, invent at rates far faster than anybody else, over a much wider breadth than anybody else, with durations and endurance much greater than anybody else, have four very distinct capabilities, all oriented around creating the potential for generating, sustaining high rates of organizational learning. The book goes through the examples of explaining how these folks, they design the best possible systems they possibly can, but with a deliberate attempt to insert into those systems indications when the systems are failing. See, they use those indications of problems not as painful noise, but as indications of what they need to learn more. So that gets to the second capability. Not only do they have this tremendous discipline about the design of systems, they have tremendous discipline around solving problems. Because for them, to solve a problem isn't just to make a symptom go away, it's to come to a much deeper understanding of how the system can operate better. Then to take it one step further, they recognize that if you have a learning, or I have a learning, that's good news. But so much better if your learning gets multiplied by my use of it, and my learning gets multiplied by your use of it. So they have tremendous discipline not only about designing systems to see problems and solving problems when they're seen, they're tremendously, tremendously disciplined about sharing what's learned locally so it can be applied systemically. And that gets to the final and perhaps the most important capability described and explained in the book, leadership. We have a notion of leaders as commanders, controllers, delegators, designers. In a sense, the big brain who decides what to do, and the rest of us have to go along and comply in some fashion. Well, in an organization where it knows that the source of its competitive advantage is its ability to discover ever better answers to the challenges and the questions thrown at us, leadership takes on a very, very different stance. There, it's not just about command and control and decision making. It's about discovery, modeling discovery, leading discovery, and creating great discoverers in their own right. When you go ahead and do your research, I hope this framework of these four capabilities helps you advance your understanding of how firms succeed. As instructors, when you turn to your students and try to help them understand their future role in organizations, running organizations, I hope those capabilities, their delineation, their illustration, their explanation help you in that role too.